The St. Francis satyr is a small brown butterfly that is found in one place on the face of the earth. And that just seemed crazy to me when I got to North Carolina and learned that. Of all the places you'd think to see an endangered butterfly, why would it be this one place?
In my lifetime, I never thought that I was going to see woodpeckers survive. If it hadn't been for the Endangered Species Act,
it's a male.
They would have been gone on every military installation in every national forest in the United States.
If you're going to ask me what an artillery range is like, I would think it would be a moonscape. Ordnance dropped all over the landscape and just tearing the thing up, but it's not like that at all. These are some of the most beautiful places in North Carolina.
These big military bases, like actually across the U.S., they've turned into protected areas because they're areas where military trains, but there's also vast areas where the public's not there, there's no development. A lot of rare species are actually on military installations across the U.S. Another reason there's so much rare stuff here is there's a lot of fires. We have a lot of fires from training. Fire keeps the habitat open, keeps sun hitting the ground.
The Army didn't know who to turn to. So when I got started in 2002, while this butterfly was not doing well, what was my first instinct? Don't touch the butterfly's habitat. Nature's going to take its course. If we keep people out, whether it be scientists like me, or we keep soldiers in training out of these sites, if we keep fire out of these sites, beaver out of these sites, things that are part of the environment, well then the butterfly, it would just keep chugging along. And turns out we were doing exactly the opposite thing we should have been doing. Here I was, the conservation biologist, not saving the species as I thought I would. I was basically causing its extinction. These butterflies live in habitats that are maintained by natural disturbances, and we were keeping those things out. We're going to make dams like beaver do. We're going to cut out hardwoods like beaver do and start restoration for the butterfly. And that's when our fortunes turn, and the butterfly has been on an upward track ever since. We've been able to find a workable solution that hasn't reduced military training, the reason that this base is here. It really is wonderful to see the success of this site, to see it thriving.
It attracted a lot of attention because it was so contentious.
A woodpecker almost shut us down completely. Almost took us to court. We were sending troops as far as Northern Virginia and Georgia to do training that they routinely did here, but we couldn't do anymore. They were afraid the bird was going to blink out and go into extinction. Caused great consternation across the entire Army.
The military didn't want to be inconvenienced. The National Forest wanted to keep cutting as much timber as they could. How we get good information to landowners and allow them to manage their land is really part of the essential part of making any endangered species program work. If you can really show that you can still manage your land, you can hunt, you can cut some timber, you just can't cut the trees down that the woodpeckers use.
So the biggest threat to endangered species in the United States is still habitat loss.
So those pupa don't look like they're going to emerge today.
The first goal is to prevent extinction. The much harder goal is to get species recovered. And if you look at the number of species that have recovered, that's only about 2 to 3%. So simply listing a species doesn't automatically give it protection or give it a whole bunch of additional benefits. You need to have money, you need to have people paying attention to the species. Right now, roughly 80% of the money goes to 5% of species. So that means a lot of species are really, really underfunded.
Here we go.
People ask me, well, what's the value of this endangered butterfly? The butterfly is so rare, it's not itself a critical part of any ecological system. People just shouldn't be causing species extinctions.
The benefit is not only to the woodpecker and to other endangered species, it's to the soldier. The training lands at Fort Bragg are much better today than they were in 1980. Did I ever expect to have a baseball team in downtown Fayetteville named the Woodpeckers and everybody taking a little bit of pride having that thing? No. But that again goes back to, we built a coalition in the community. You know, we built partners, and you can partner with anybody.
When people are dedicated, it really does make me stand back and realize how conservation can work. Now we're at a situation where we can see woodpeckers and butterflies together.